Here's what happened round 5 of the S1GP Supermoto World Championship, the GP of Comunidad Valenciana in Villena in Spain. It was a flying start for Lucas Hollbacher, but it wasn't long before Thomas Scherer found his way through into the lead, pushing Hollbacher back to second. Kmar was third at that stage, ahead of Lazzarini. Then Hollbacher fell though. He lost the front end. That allowed Scherer to open up a gap. Meanwhile, Lucas Hollbacher was charging his way back through the field. He was up into 5th behind the number 8 of Christian Ravaglia as Thomas Scherer started to pull clear. Hollbacher found his way into 4th, leaving Ravaglia down in 5th place, but then with a few laps to go, Hollbacher lost the front and went down. He thought he'd be able to pick the machine up and stay ahead of Ravaglia, but Ravaglia just got on the gas. And Hollbacher was back in 5th, but it was a win for Scherer. Second was Kmar, third was Lazzarini. In race 2, it was another flying start for 72 Hollbacher. Kmar was second, Lazzarini third briefly, but Scherer found his way past the Honda rider. He went past Kmar as well into second, but then Kmar was a little bit too hot on the brakes, took him and Scherer down at the start of the second lap. That opened up the margin for Hollbacher as Scherer remounted in 6th and Kmar in 8th. Scherer went after Monticelli, made light work of the number 90, then went after the number 8 of Ravaglia. And before long, Scherer was up into 4th place, chasing down Vermeulen, who he made light work of as well. And then Lazzarini and Scherer battled over 2nd position. Vermeulen in 4th came under intense scrutiny from the number 8 of Ravaglia and eventually went through with a handful of laps to go. Hollbacher, though, was in a class of his own in this second race. No mistakes from him this time around, but the battle for second continued. Lazzarini doing a great job of holding off the new championship leader, Thomas Scherer. That was, of course, until about 2 laps to go. As they came down the start-finish straight, Lazzarini thought he'd covered all the bases, but then he ran wide on the exit, and that allowed Scherer up into second. Still had a lot of work to do, but that was the deal done there as they entered the off-road zone. So Scherer second, and Lazzarini was third. Ravaglia was in 4th and Vermeulen in 5th, but it was plain sailing in the end for Lucas Hollbacher, who took his first race win of the season. Scherer came home second, Lazzarini was third, Ravaglia 4th, and Vermeulen was 5th. But that second race finish was good enough for Thomas Scherer to stand on the top step of the podium. He was flanked by Lucas Hollbacher, who was second in white, and even Lazzarini. But more importantly for Thomas Scherer, it's not just another victory, he also leads the S1GP World Championship after 5 rounds. He will take that red plate back home with him. Next up for these guys, Colombia.
For me, in first moto it was perfect, but in second moto I don't take a good start. I start third and I pass immediately Pavel in the first lap, and after he pushed me on the off-road section and we crash. So I push hard for comeback. I finished second in the second moto, so I'm very happy. I take the leadership. For sure, not today, but it's okay. It's like this, and this victory is for him. I wish him a good recovery.